Good afternoon, dear viewers. My name is Dilara Buгибаева, and IITU Worldwide Talk Show is with you. IITU Worldwide is a talk show about international opportunities of IITU University. Today's episode will be dedicated to the signing of double degree program in Poland and also cross-cultural exchange between students and much more. Our guest today is far from an ordinary person. He came to Kazakhstan from Poland itself, a country that is known for amber, the Baltic Sea, and the beautiful landscapes. Adam Mickiewicz University has been among the best universities of Poland for 400 years now. And the city of Poznań itself is the first capital city of the Polish state and one of the most important scientific and cultural centers of the city. So therefore, I think our students will get an unforgettable experience. We are glad to welcome you to our show where we will discuss the signing agreement with the double diploma framework with Poland, as well as the cross-cultural exchange of students and much more. So let's get started. Let me introduce today's guest, the professor of the Faculty of Political Science and Journalism of Adam Mickiewicz University, Bartosz Hradecki, and the director of International Department of IITU, Ниязгулова. As far as we know, IITU has been cooperating with Adam Mickiewicz University within the framework of academic mobility, but the double degree program is a whole new level of partnership. So how did this idea come about, and how quickly was the initiative implemented?
You go first or me?
Okay, well, first of all, double diploma programs are more and more popular all over the world, but I suppose especially in Europe because of the European Union, and the European Union is really interested in having a lot of partners all over the world and to have such programs, just because it's a marvelous occasion to exchange ideas, to exchange experience, and to make people being together. Closer to themselves. Yes, it is about exchanging not only ideas but also our cultural experience, and it is also connected with the fact that it helps us to create an international dialogue, which is so important in the contemporary world.
Yeah, I'll just add that from IITU side, our students really love to go to Adam Mickiewicz University to spend the semester there, and basically when we see the interest from student side, then we decide now it's time to go to the level up, which basically means that we can do the degree program for the bachelor's or for master's, because if there is an interest, I think the program can be made, right? If there is no students who can be enrolled on any program, so like there is no need to make it. And therefore, since there are a lot of interest from student side, it was decided to make it on the level of degree program for both universities.
Yes, that's true, and we can also add that it is based on our previous experience in exchanging students in the format of Erasmus Plus exchanges. Yes, for example, for a short term, for one semester or two. Yes, and from my perspective as a lecturer at Adam Mickiewicz University, I'm meeting your students of IITU very often at my faculty, but for a short term. Yes, so it's wonderful. Yes, that now there is an opportunity to make the possibility to be longer in Poznań and to be more immersed in our culture and in our system of education.
Yeah, thank you. And how exactly will students be able to get a double degree at the end of their studies? What do they need to study in Poland?
If we say about IITU students, the bachelor students, they study 2 years at IITU, and then they can be enrolled if they will meet the requirements to the Adam Mickiewicz University, and then get the diploma from them too. If we say about the master's students, it is like 1 year at IITU and then 1 year in Poland.
Okay, if we talk about master students from Poland, the situation is the same, because MA program in Poland is also only 2 years. Yes, so 1 year here, 1 year in Poland is possible. And of course, they need to fulfill all the requirements of our university and of IITU, yes, and on that basis they are able to receive 2 diplomas of 2 universities.
Yeah.
And if we talk about bachelor's, here the situation is a bit different, because in Poland bachelor studies last about 3 years, and in Kazakhstan at IITU 4 years, yes? So it is a bit different, but in the end the situation is also very similar, yes, because even a student will fulfill all the obligations of 2 universities, which are very similar, yes, because we've been working hard to make our programs very similar.
Yeah.
So if a student will fulfill all the obligations, yes, then he will receive or she will receive 2 diplomas of 2 universities in the same formula as we said.
Oh. So the next question is really important for the students. And what are the requirements for students to study from both sides, from both universities?
Basically, it is almost the same that we do for the exchange, because to send our students to study in any European country or any other partner universities, we require at least 3.0 GPA and minimum B2 level, which is intermediate level of the English.
Yes, so it has to be said that first of all, it is that the universities, they recommend candidates.
The university nominates students.
So we will be doing everything to nominate the best candidates to this program, and we deeply hope and we are sure that our partners from IITU will be doing the same, yes? So it is for the best students, yes? We need to have highly motivated people, because they will be doing more than the participants of single diploma programs, yes? So we need a strong motivation. We need also people who are very able to do all those things which are connected with the program. And here the problem of language mentioned by my colleague is very important, yes? So we need to have people who are very good in this language, which is the language of the instruction during their program in Poland and also in Kazakhstan. Yes, so minimum B2 level, but it is the starting point. Yes, this is the beginning, yes, and we expect that people involved in the program will be developing their skills to the highest possible level.
So I think our students are pretty much motivated to fit in these requirements. And what language will students study?
If our student will go to Poland, if it's bachelor students, they need to know Poland. And we are adding it into the curriculum of our students from the Faculty of the Journalism. So basically, before they will go to Poland, they will be having the Poland language on their curriculum. And the same, we basically believe that students from Poland will also be interested to come to us, and it means like the level of instruction would be in English, but it is required to know some Russian or Kazakh too.
Yes, that's true. And we should say that in case of Kazakh students, the situation is very comfortable, yes, because we've got this first year when a person is a student here, and this is the time to learn Polish language, and Adam Mickiewicz University for sure will ensure lectors of this language, of Polish language, who are very experienced in teaching foreign students of this language, which is my mother tongue. But if we talk about a master degree program, well, here we've got 2 possibilities for Kazakh students. There are programs in English and there are programs in Polish language, yes. So it is to their decision, yes, which program they will take. And we hope that in the future it will be like that a lot of students who will finish bachelor studies and, for example, will be familiar with Polish language after bachelor studies, they can start, for example, MA degree program, because for them Polish language will not be a problem. And we are not talking about English at all, because it's obvious that for students here at IITU, English language is a priority, and that's great, yes, because it's a very marvelous window to the world, yes. We are living in a globalized world, yes, so everybody knows that learning English is so important because it gives us plenty of opportunities to exchange ideas and to meet each other.
Yeah, I guess it's a great opportunity to learn new language, new culture.
And the motivation, yes, it gives us some arguments that we should do this stronger than we could.
And it's like Polish doesn't sound that, I think, hard. I think it is similar to Russian. So it won't be that much complicated maybe for our students. Don't you think so?
It's not so
because
easy.
You know
I
Russian,
suppose,
yes. I know.
Yes, I know Russian, yes, but it's not so easy in this respect that they sound a bit similar. but the grammar is very different.
The grammar, okay.
So it can be a problem, yes, but only for the first year, yes. If people are highly motivated and if they know Russian, and here a lot of people know Russian, yes, for sure there will be a handicap for them to learn Polish language, yes. So it shouldn't be so hard as, for example, in case of someone who came to us from the Great Britain or Spain, yes.
Maybe so,
there
yeah.
are a lot of similarities, but there are also false friends in languages, yes, and we should remember that something means one thing in Russian and absolutely opposite or very different in Polish language, yes. But it's
you
funny,
said
yes.
an example. It was,
It was about
the beautiful.
It was about those places when people are going to make them more beautiful, yes. So in Russian language it is salon krasoty.
Yeah.
No, po polski, be careful, it's salon urody.
Salon urod, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty much interesting. I think yes.
So as you can see, it's also attractive from this point of view, yes, that it's an adventure in terms of linguistic experience, yes.
Yeah,
so we are opening a completely different world, yes, of associations, of images of the world, yes, and then you can compare them to those associations and images which you have in your languages, yes.
Yeah.
So as we know, yes, each language we can add to our experience is a new world, which is open to us thanks to the fact that we know this language.
Yeah, I think it is easier to learn new language when you are surrounded by native speakers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what specialties does this program cover and is planning to cover in the future?
It is fully for educational programs in media and communication department from IITU side.
Yes, from AMU the same, but we should remember that usually it is that when we've got a strong educational collaboration, yes, it's a good step to do something deeper in scientific field. Because in the end we've got people who are well acquainted with two systems. Yes, with Kazakh culture, Kazakh situation, Kazakh society, and Polish one, yes. And we've got such people, such experienced people, yes, they are very good candidates to be, for example, PhD scholars, who are able to create, for example, dissertations on the basis of comparing some interesting aspects or elements into systems to cultures, yes. So I hope that in the future this program, being 100% educational, yes, will be a good step to think about deeper scientific collaboration.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, thank you. What is the uniqueness of this kind of diploma, and what kind of new horizons it opened up for students?
Well, I don't know.
I
From
know.
what to start, I mean, like, because it is plenty of opportunities that student can take from this kind of a program. The first thing, you going to get not only Kazakhstani diploma, but you also getting the diploma from one of the country which is from the part of European Union, like you are getting Polish diploma. So this is the major, I think, advantage of getting into this program. The next thing is like cultural experience is a lot, because like you are having the experience in living in another country. Yeah, there are a lot of students who come to IITU from other regions of Kazakhstan, but it's like when you live in another country, there is like no one, and you are basically are responsible for all your things by yourself, and it gives you so much experience in terms of you are getting like on the level of adult. I mean, like you are responsible for all your things by yourself. So and the next thing, I think you are increasing the knowledge of your language. You are not only increasing, like enhancing your English, as you already know that we believe, but you also are knowing the new one, right? So basically means that you would be able to live in Poland, let's say.
Exactly. Yes, I can 100% agree, and I can add something more. Well, for example, in Poland we've got a very famous journalist who is going to different countries and cultures, Ryszard Kapuściński, a global scale proficiency of being in this profession, which is journalism, and he wrote in previous decades a lot of reportages, yes, and he that's very important, how he defined to be a reporter, a journalist who is going abroad, yes? A reporter is a translator from one culture to the culture which we represent. So it's a marvelous opportunity, yes, to be acquainted with two cultures, different languages, and to be such a person who is a translator. And to be a translator from one culture and to another, yes, I think is a very interesting thing, yes, because very often relations between people are based on imitating something or maybe even competing each other, and if you are a translator, you are always in between. Yes, and it helps you to understand that there are different perspectives, and the best thing we can do about those perspectives is to combine them together. Yes, and to translate, to explain people living in Kazakhstan and people living in Poland, both perspectives.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, I suppose.
Which makes you so unique.
Which makes you so unique and so important, first of all,
Yeah.
yes? Because if we talk about this intercultural or international dialogue, yes, it is always about a very hard work between different communities, yes? And we need people who will be the bridges.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds like it will be an unforgettable experience for students, right? We've talked a lot about double degree, but it's impossible not to mention your experience in Kazakhstan, and we are curious to know your first impression about our city.
Well,
This is your first time in Almaty,
This is my first time in Almaty, of course, yes. This is a very bustling city, wonderful city, which is full of secrets, I suppose, yes. It is also very astonishing from many different angles, and gives a lot of unexpected effects to the person who is here for the first time. People are very open. I must say, very friendly, and this is my feeling, yes, I don't know a lot about Kazakhstan, yes, but my feeling is that they are open in this sense that they are eager to take from everywhere something what is interesting and to combine these things in the most creative way just to create something new, something which will be specific, which will be showing their own identity. That's marvelous, yes, because it means that we can go to Almaty and meet a lot of people who are devoted to creation something new. So it's interesting, yes, and that's fascinating, yes, because each day you are waking up and you are thinking what new will come to me, yes, what we'll be doing today and how we'll develop our common story, yes.
Yeah.
So it is like to be in a movie.
Oh, we're glad you enjoyed your stay here. So as far as I know, you taught our students during your stay in Almaty. How do you like it, and what is the difference from Polish students?
Well, the first question is the easy one. The second is the hard one. Well, I will start with the second, yes. I don't see a big difference between students here and there, yes, because I think that it is rather generational rather than cultural, that young people are very open and they want to take as much as possible, especially in terms of going abroad, meeting together, doing something, be creative, yes, experiencing something new, yes, using all those devices, being immersed in various kinds of communication, yes. So I would rather say that there are similarities than differences, yes. But if we talk about the first question, as I said, it's an easy one. Well, I've got an opportunity to take an exam. The exam was based on listening to presentations delivered by your students, and the presentations were about some aspects, some elements of Kazakh culture or Kazakhstani culture, yes, because as far as I know there is a huge difference, and we can discuss what it is the difference in fact, yes, but we know that we can play with this in terms of this course. But we've got plenty of interesting presentations about, for example, movies, for assemblies, yes, music, yes, and all other aspects of the culture which can be met here. And what I can see that a lot of people were able to show the problem, the contemporary problem, which we can observe in the culture, and they were very able to tell me in a very interesting way about this problem. Yes, so I think that among your students we've got a lot of promisable storytellers, and they should develop this possibility. Yes, because in intercultural communications, to tell a story is the most important thing. Yes, so I think that it is very promisable to Kazakhstan having those people, yes, because thanks to them, I'm pretty sure Kazakhstan will be more and more recognizable on the international sphere, level and scene.
Oh, thank you for a sincere answer. So, returning to the topic of culture you mentioned, how important is cross-cultural exchange for young people?
We said about this,
Yeah.
probably.
I think it is almost like, aligns with the saying, what's the importance of getting double degree diploma for the students, because the double degree, it is basically equal to the cross-cultural experience. So that's why you got all that pluses from that, both things.
Yes, maybe one thing can be added, yes. I mean, when you are cross-cultural, yes, when you are between cultures, it is always an adventure concerning your identity. I mean, identity is not something what is done and what is given by our ancestors. Identity is always a thing which is created by us, day by day, yes? And if you are between two cultures, you are starting to deal with your identity, yes? It's risky to some extent. Can be, yes, but it's also a very interesting thing, yes. And if you will do this properly, having good educators around you, yes, and good advices, well, it will be a fascinating story about yourself, which will be created by you fully and then told to others, yes. So this experience with creating an identity, I think, is a very great chance to have an interesting life.
Oh, thank you. What do you think about the adaptation of our in general and foreign students in Europe and Kazakhstan? How multicultural is the atmosphere in Poznan and our country too?
As far as I know, all of our students, whenever they go abroad, it is like so much excited for them, and they try to get a lot of things from even one semester there. Because we visited several times our students who study in Germany, in Czech Republic, and they were doing so many things. Like, they are not just like on the normal, they're doing extra, like X10, I would say, because I think it is also some kind of a, like adrenaline inside. You try to get more at the time you are already here, and I think it is the most important. So that's why I truly believe that the Kazakhstani students, they are very adaptable. They can adapt in any country. I don't know, maybe it is somehow connected that we've been nomads on the historic times. I mean, like, we've moved several times, and it's like you needed to adapt on the place you were staying. So maybe I would say they are very adaptable, and it is easy for them to interact with the others too.
Well, I think it's connected more with the conditions of living. For example, Polish students are always also very highly motivated in terms of going, for example, abroad to use these opportunities given by Erasmus Plus program, yes. But for example, when we talk about people from the western parts of Europe, yes, it's not so easy. It's more complicated, yes, because the level of living is much higher, yes, there. And from the very beginning, from the very childhood, yes, they are saturated in many multi-cultural experiences, yes. So for them, looking for such experiences is not so big thing, yes. And for example, I know that now Erasmus Plus program is developed in this way that they developed the program of blended intensive programs. So far, it is only for the European Union countries, but I hope the experience will be developed and offered also to non-member of the EU. And blended intensive program means that you are going for a week to another country with 10, 15 students, yes. They are taken from 2 different countries, and there is a host country, so at least 3 countries. They are meeting together for at least a week, but before they go there, yes, they are meeting online to prepare themselves and to do something together in practical terms, being, for example, in Poznań for a week. And this program is to motivate, to encourage people, especially from the western part of the European Union, to go abroad for longer programs. Yes, so we can see such a discrepancy now, yes, and we can see that the European Union also knows about this and tries to change the situation. But I would like to add also that Poznań, Adam Mickiewicz University is highly internationalized, so we've got students from many different countries, and it is also interesting in comparison with Kazakhstan, because here we are, and here we've got also a lot of nationalities, a lot of representatives of various cultures, yes, so it's also a good field to compare 2 different multicultural environments, yes. So I think that it is very similar in terms of being saturated with multicultural experience, yes, but it's also attractive in this way that we are comparing to 2 different kinds of diversity.
Oh, it's great to know. So I think our show is coming to its end. Thank you for your dedicated time and for your sincere answers. We are very glad to interview you. And dear friends, as you can see, our academic opportunities are expanding right now, so we should always strive for the highest. We should always stay curious and explore the world and our new horizons. So that concludes our release. Thank you for being with us. See you soon.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you too.
And that's it. Thank you for watching this video. We hope it was informative and interesting for you. See you soon in the next episodes.